AI is quickly becoming a foundational skill that students are going to need after graduation, but many still aren't getting any structured practice with it while they're in school. But it makes sense from a teacher's perspective because open-ended AI use can get messy pretty quickly. Privacy concerns, age restrictions, off-task use, and no clear guardrails. So today, I'm going to show you how to use MagicSchool Rooms to give your students AI practice, but inside teacher-controlled spaces. Let's go! Welcome back to the Groovy Education channel, where we make teaching more sustainable and learning more powerful. Subscribe below for more content. But let's jump right in. In order to get your students to practice with AI, it's first important to note that we don't want to just give them access to ChatGPT because there's a number of legal barriers that are involved with that. Some school systems have worked through those legal barriers, but many of us working in our classrooms are not able to just assign ChatGPT for homework. So instead, we want to use tools that are FERPA compliant. So if we go to magicschool.ai and log in, we will be able to do exactly that. To get started, check over on the left-hand side where we'll see teacher tools, which are for the teachers. And down here where it says Magic Student, we'll find a section that says Student Tools, which are for the students. If you click into Student Tools, you will be able to see a number of different tools that you have the ability to give to your students. But they don't get access to this automatically. You, as the teacher, get to decide which students get access to which tools and when. In order to control this, we jump into the Room feature. And once we're in the Room feature, this is where we can set up the different learning spaces to allow our students to work directly with various AI bots. So let's say I'm ready to give my students access to a tool. While I'm in the Room section, in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a button that says Create Room. I'm going to click on that, and there I will see all of the different tools that I have at my disposal to give to my students. Let's say I want to give them some feedback on writing that they have already completed. I click into the Writing Feedback section, and here at the top is where I can name the tool. Down here, I can provide a tool description. Neither of these two sections are going to do anything to adjust how the tool actually functions itself. But down here where it says grade level, I can put in the grade of the students that I'm working with. So let's say I'm working with 4th grade students. In the assignment description and the rubric or type of feedback, those two sections are by far the most important for how the tool actually works with the students. And here, you as the teacher get to provide the exact instructions that you want your students to be able to do with the tool. So where it says assignment description, I'm going to put in the creative storytelling assignment. And down where it says rubric or type of feedback, I'm going to say utilize the glow and grow feedback strategy. And you can provide even more details than this. In fact, in this add file section, you can attach the exact rubric so that the AI system knows exactly what you expect from the students. So don't be afraid to provide more details. And now for an extremely important step, on the right-hand side, you'll see a button that says Start Preview. This allows you to actually work with the tool as if you were the student to make sure that the tool performs exactly how you expect it to. So to actually test the tool, I went ahead and I put in a weak example of a 4th grade storytelling. I said, once upon a time, I was a monster. I was big and smelled bad. I jumped out and scared people during Halloween. It was a lot of fun. Now, it's going to go through and provide different types of feedback, specifically the exact type of feedback I told it to do. So it has a section where there is a glow section, and then down here there's a section where there is a grow section, just as I asked it to perform. Now, you might look at the way it's providing feedback and think to yourself, I don't like quite how this feedback is being provided. Maybe it's giving too much for my students to read. You can go ahead and narrow down the words that it's going to provide to the student, or maybe you don't like the way the glow and the grow is coming through. So you can always go back here and make the adjustments right here on the spot, and then go back and preview it another time to make sure that the tool performs exactly how you want it to with the students. But once the tool is performing exactly how you would like it to, then you simply need to come up to the top right-hand corner where it says Save to Room and click on that. Once you do, you can name the tool, so I'll keep it simple with writing feedback, and you can provide a room description if you want, but I'm just gonna hit Save Room. As soon as I do that, the very next thing that pops up is the opportunity for me to share it with my students. So I can provide a URL and simply copy this link and post it somewhere they can find it. I can share it directly to Google Classroom if that is something your school utilizes, or I could even post a QR code as well. But most commonly, I just use the link. So I copy the link and then I post it to the learning management system that my school uses. Once you share that link with the students and they click on the link, it's going to take them to a page that looks like this. They simply type in their name, remembering that this is FERPA compliant, so they can actually put their real name in here, and then they join the room. Once I'm in, the tool is going to function exactly how it functioned on that preview screen. So the student simply puts in the writing that they've been working on, and then it will provide that glow and grow feedback, or however I instructed the tool to operate. Jumping back over to the teacher side though, you can see what this looks like when the students start to join the room. As the students are joining the room, name after name will begin to populate on this main page. If at any point you want to see what the student is writing, you can click their name and then click on the arrow pointing to the right here. Then you can scroll and read the entire conversation. Now, unless your students are perfect, sometimes they're going to start to misbehave. And that's what this flag button here is for, as well as this moderate tab at the top. If you see a student get flagged, you can check what they said by clicking on their name, clicking the arrow to the right, and scrolling down here. But this is a very sensitive feature, so it's going to flag just about anything that might be inappropriate. But I'd rather have it be too sensitive than not sensitive enough. The last feature that's really useful is this status button on the right-hand side. Here it says the student is active. If I wanted to shut the student out of the room, then I could click on this downward arrow and either pause them or lock them out of the room completely. What this allows me to do is, as the educator, I get to control when my students get to access this page. Which means if a student hasn't done the initial writing, then they don't have anything to get feedback on yet. So I'm going to prevent them from joining the AI tool to improve their writing. I need to see some evidence that they did some work first. And again, this is just one of the student tools that you can give your students access to. If you click back on that Student Tools tab, you can see all sorts of different tools that your students can use. In fact, my favorite one is the custom chatbot here on the right-hand side, because this tool right here allows me to put in any instructions that I want my students to use, which is extremely useful because I can craft it to do exactly what I want as an educator. But if you're interested in us going into any of those student tools specifically, be sure to comment below exactly what tool you would like us to go over. But next week, we plan on going into the Quiz Me tool. So if you're interested in seeing that video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you appreciate any of this content, be sure to hit the like button so that other teachers can see the video as well. I'm Luke with Groovy Education, where we have trained over 250 schools on responsible AI integration. You can hire us by using the link in the description below. We also have a school community where we have hundreds of different AI resources, including my own personal prompt vault that you can access. The first 1,000 educators get access to it for free. You can join by clicking the link in the description below. But until next time, see ya.